Welcome to Slayerfest 98. I'm your host, Ian Carlos Crawford, and I'm here today to discuss the best fights on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. For a show on TV in the late 90s/early 2000s, the fight choreography was pretty great. Sure, sometimes you can absolutely tell it's a stunt double in a Party City wig, but so what, who cares? Most of the fights still hold up to TV today, and while some don't, I'm here to talk about the best ones that do. So let's get started. Number 10. Buffy vs. Faith in this year's Girl. This fight, like every Buffy vs. Faith fight, is an emotional one. It's also stressful because you know both Slayers are equally matched in strength. Faith has taken Joyce Summers hostage in her own house, and Buffy comes, literally, crashing through a window to give Faith a beatdown.
Hi, Mom. Hi, honey.
The music swells as our two Slayers go blow for blow and smash most of 1630 Ravello Drive in the process. They smash through the upstairs hallway, then tumble down the steps together. They throw each other across the dining room table and smash through most of Joyce's table settings. The fight itself is actually rather short, but still no less iconic. I could have watched these two smash their way through every single room in that house. They bring the fight into the living room, where that coffee table gets smashed for the 800th time, and gasp, Faith ends up winning the fight by using the body switch doodad the mayor left for her. It's a reverse of the last fight they had in Graduation Day, which we'll get to. Number 9. Spike vs. Nikki Wood in Fool for Love. This is the only fight scene on this list that doesn't involve our beloved Buffy Summers. Fool for Love is an iconic episode for so many reasons, but one of those is the 70s NYC subway scene. In this scene, we are first introduced to Spike's insanely hot punk attire and Nikki Wood, mother of Sunnydale High's principal, Robin. Their fight happens with Spike's narration over top of it. He's explaining to Buffy how he killed Nikki and how he could have danced all night with her. And that's exactly what their fight feels like, a dance. The whole fight is told from the villain's perspective, which is not something that had really happened prior to this episode. Spike is not only a compelling character, but he's one hell of a storyteller. His narration matches up perfectly with the fight. And how cool is it to see another Slayer taking center stage? Number 8. Buffy vs. the family home Enslavers in Anne. I'm Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, and you are? Buffy's Season 3 premiere is weirdly paced and plotted. Buffy has a storyline completely separate from the Scoobies. Really stellar episode. Buffy is living her loner post-runaway life, but trouble seems to find her wherever she goes. While trying to save Chanterelle, aka Lily, aka Anne, she finds herself in some kind of demon dimension where humans are enslaved. Buffy watches as the guards make every human captive refer to themselves as no one, but our Slayer refuses. She's wearing a more low-key outfit for Buffy, a gray hoodie and baggy drawstring track pants, and it's an iconic moment with a really great prolonged action sequence following. Buffy starts an uprising to free the slaves in this giant warehouse. She swings around a pole to kick some of the demons. She then acquires a hammer and sickle to fight the demons, which is quite the Red Rose metaphor there. Number 7. Buffy vs. the Turok-Han in Showtime.
Welcome to Thunderdome.
Buffy doesn't get enough credit for her leadership skills. They're tested often in Season 7, but one of those times leads to a really great fight. The Turok-Han bested her in Bring on the Night, but she ended the episode saying she wasn't letting it defeat her. And in this episode, we see her finally defeat that new Uber vamp. The fight starts at the Summers home, typical Tuesday in Sunnydale, and they all quickly abandon the house to escape. Buffy tells them to split up, but we later learn this was all planned. Buffy wanted the potential Slayers to watch her defeat the monster, and they do. It's a fight that genuinely feels like one she can't win, not unlike every fight she had with Lori, which we'll get to. But once they all arrive at the construction site, it's on. Buffy utters the iconic, "I'm the thing that monsters have nightmares about," and right now, you and me are going to show them why, and has a knockdown drag-out fight with this monster. We didn't often see Buffy get bloody or bruised up during even her biggest previous fights, but to see our Slayer get bloodied up and almost defeated is stressful. But then she beheads the monster with a goddamn wire and has the audience clapping.
Dust. Just like the rest of them.
Number 6. Buffy vs. Dark Willow in 2 to Go. Dark Willow smashes her way through the magic box to try and get to Jonathan and Andrew, but Buffy won't allow it. Buffy can't let her friend kill them, so they have their first epic fight. And boy is it a doozy. It feels both earned and emotional. We'd spent 6 seasons watching these two best friends grow together, and there they were, throwing each other through tables and glass cases. You can feel the anger in Willow's voice. She's hurt that her best friend won't let her get what she sees as justice for her murdered girlfriend, so she uses magic to power herself up so she can be as strong as a Slayer. Both Allison Hannigan and Sarah Michelle Gellar do great work.
Get off, super bitch!
It's a fight we'd never seen before, a fight we won't see again either. The crew definitely had fun. The set is completely destroyed. It's in shambles by the time Buffy and Anya both get knocked out. Only in time for Giles to come in and save the day. Or does he? Number 5. Buffy vs. Glory in The Gift. When we talk about epic Buffy fights, it's impossible not to think about Season 5. The season Buffy spent the entirety of it not winning a single fight she had with the big bad, Glory. Glory was a hell god with a killer fashion sense, and was stronger and faster than Buffy in almost every way. So going into the Season 5 finale, The Gift, we already knew Buffy couldn't best her, but then Anya has a few good ideas that end up really helping the fight. The Dagon Sphere, Buffy Bot, a spell from Willow, Olaf's hammer, and a wrecking ball courtesy of Xander all help Buffy beat Glory back. It's a real bag of tricks moment. Buffy pulls out all the stops in the limited time she has. Glory gets hammered to the ground by Buffy, with gross crunching noise to accompany. Buffy is determined and Glory is mostly just annoyed by our Slayer. But Buffy wins. Well, she wins that one fight with Glory temporarily.
Oh no you don't!
Then she speeds up a tower to save Dawn, and well, we know how that goes. The Sunnydale class of 99 versus the Mayor and his vamp gang, Graduation Day Part 2. The Mayor is set to take full demon form and wreak havoc on Sunnydale during the class of 99's graduation ceremony. But the Scoobies have a different plan. They assemble the entire class to join in on their fight. They don't leave a single student in the dark. The Mayor makes his speech and starts a turn, and the moment he does, Buffy yells, "Now!" and the battle begins. We see the likes of Larry, Jonathan, Wesley, and Harmony lend their hands to help fight the good fight. The entire extended battle is one of the best Buffy has to offer. When the vamps yell, "Get the kids," and the sweeping music plays as the kids run towards the vampires to fight, is one that will forever give me chills. It's the biggest the show had gone in its 3 seasons. Queen C even slays her first vamp. And as if that weren't enough, they end the battle with a literal bang and blow up the high school, with the newly demonized Mayor inside of it.
Well, gosh.
Number 3. Everyone versus the first army of Turricans in Chosen. This one feels almost like cheating because it's nearly the entire episode, but whatever. Buffy brings the battle to the Hellmouth, literally. Her and Faith lead the group of potential Slayers into the Hellmouth to fight the Turricans, while Willow does her spell to empower the potentials, and the rest of the Scoobies wait above ground to fight any escaped baddies. The spell works, and we find out what Buffy's plan was all along, to share her power. It's absolutely an iconic, empowering moment that also was the biggest budget fight the show ever gave us. They slightly lose the plot when suddenly Anya, Xander, Giles, and the rest can fight Turricans with ease, but truly, so what, who cares, it is epic. It's also a fight that brings the tears. Buffy gets stabbed, our favorite potential Amanda gets killed, and beloved Anya gets brutally sliced in half. The Scoobies are having a literal war. The stakes have never felt higher and also never been more emotional. The music played over the moment when Buffy tells the first to get out of her face. Chef's kiss. It ends with Spike sacrificing himself to save the day and all of Sunnydale literally falling into the Hellmouth. Number 2. Buffy vs. Faith in Graduation Day Part 1. "Give us a kiss" is the last line Faith utters before their biggest fight. The fight is wrought with tension. Buffy and Faith have been almost dating or almost best friends all season, but then Faith went full bad and joined forces with the Mayor. The chemistry between our two Slayers was undeniable. Buffy was the more play-by-the-rules type, and Faith was the more chaotic punk one. It's weird how perfect their relationship always was. They felt like two teenagers on different paths. They never quite understood each other, but also completely understood each other in everything Slayer related. So why not end their story by smashing the crap out of Faith's fancy new apartment? The music, the hair choreography, the fighting, the smashing, all of it is so perfectly Buffy and such good television. Even their outfits in the scene are stellar. Number 1. Buffy vs. Angelus in Becoming Part 2. Angel went evil after they had sex and spent the rest of the season harassing Buffy. He murdered Jenny Calendar, helped get Kendra killed, tortured Giles. The season had been leading up to this fight. Buffy joins forces with Spike to stop the plan Angelus has to end the world. Another Sunnydale ritual that requires blood. We know how those go. Angelus asking Buffy what's left after he's taken everything away from her, and her responding by catching a sword, uttering "me," then proceeding to kick the crap out of him is the moment of the show.
Take all that away, and what's left?
Me.
It's an empowering fight that doesn't, pull any punches. Buffy is finally ready to kill her immortal lover when suddenly Willow's spell works and he's re-ensouled, but oops, it's too late, and the only way to stop a Cathla from bringing hell on Earth is by stabbing her newly souled boyfriend. Agree? Disagree? What are some of your favorite Buffy fights? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more Slayerfest 98 videos. You can also get more queer, nerdy discussions on Buffy, Marvel, and everything in between by subscribing to our Slayerfest 98 podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, and other corners of the internet. You can support us on Patreon and find us at SlayerFestX98 on all social platforms. Thanks!